Oh, what's up, y'all? Let me just make sure my audio is good and everything. Should be fine. Yep, we're good. All right, so I had kind of talked about probably doing this, coming back live once we got a little bit closer to the seventh round, where the Dolphins actually have some picks. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. Um, Right now, we're sitting at the Rams pick at the moment at pick 212, the 34th pick in the sixth round. Um, so let me go ahead and kind of take a look. I've still been following the draft. I was still watching it on my own. I just didn't feel like streaming it. But also, I did drop a video on Eric Ezukanma. I'm still remembering how to say it. And I'm not as mad at the pick now. I just hadn't watched him, but I have now watched the tape on him, and he seems like a pretty decent player. Pretty good yak guy, pretty good contested catch guy. I'm just not a big fan of the pick just because of the other players who were on the board at the time. That's my thing. But talk about the Rams a little bit. They've gotten Trey McBride, Cameron Thomas, Majai Sanders. They doubled up at edge. That's fun. Cameron Thomas is more of a defensive lineman, but yeah, that's kind of fun. And then Keontae Ingram at running back. That's interesting. The Rams got quite a few picks in the sixth round. That's kind of interesting. But I did kind of want to jump in kind of at the end of the sixth before the seventh gets a chance to really get started. I guess I can tweet this out too. All right, cool. So yeah, it's been interesting. Dallas is still not. I still don't really like Dallas's picks, which is interesting because they're usually one of the better drafting teams. But I don't know. I think Dallas is done today unless they trade up. All right, come on. Let's announce this pick already, man. The Rams pick again at 40 as well, which is interesting. Let me pull up the Rams depth chart. They could still use a tackle. Oh, did they just announce the pick? Darion Kendrick? Okay. That's not a bad pick with this value. So Darion Kendrick, he's 6 foot and 194 pounds. 4 years of playoff experience between playing for Georgia and Clemson. 2 national championships under his belt, so definitely a lot of pedigree there. He's played against a lot of the best college receivers throughout his tenure. But he does lack the speed and strength to play on the outside on a consistent basis. But I think he does have the mental processing to be a solid nickel corner. Has some pretty good ball skills and a little bit of explosiveness, but not really very much in the way of long speed. And he's also not a great tackler either. But I have also heard that he has some character and maturity concerns, which is kind of scary. I actually had him as like a mid day 3 pick, so this kind of fits for him. I was thinking like 5th or 6th round. But I could see him being a decent nickel corner, maybe a special teams guy. I have no idea who John Fitzpatrick is. Atlanta does goofy shit. But there's still some pretty decent guys available. Let me actually just kind of take a look. I'll just go through the different position groups. Starting at quarterback, not that the Dolphins are looking for that, but maybe a backup. I actually, if Carson Strong is there with our second, 7th round pick, I might think about that just to have a backup, a solid backup quarterback for 4 years, not have to worry about it next year. But we got Carson Strong, Skylar Thompson, Jack Cohn, EJ Perry, Cole Kelly, I guess. Chase Garbers, if you're interested in that. Running back, there's still some guys. So we got Devontae Price, Abram Smith, Zakondre White. There's still a couple of guys. Abram Smith, I think, would probably be my next best running back. I don't know if he'll still be there when we're about to pick, though. Chargers pick is in. I kind of want to just look through who's available first. Bo Melton, Justin Ross is still there. Kevin Austin, Charleston Rambo, Mekhi Polk, Trey Turner, Josh Johnson, Reggie Robinson, Ontario Drummond. So there's still plenty of receivers. Slade Bolton. About tight end. Yeah, you still got Jalen Whittemire. He's still there. Chase Allen from Iowa State. Curtis Hodges. Just a couple guys. Tackle. Kellen Dyche, I wouldn't mind taking a look at. Chris Paul at guard, I guess. And Donovan West is still there as well at center. Trey Williams from Arkansas is a thing still. Defensive tackle. Yeah, I'm not really feeling any of the D tackles. Linebacker. Nope. That's pretty cleaned out. What's up? What's up, Tito? Yeah, it's pretty cleaned out, to be honest with you. But there's still some running backs, there's still some tight ends. Couple decent backup offensive linemen. Miami could even really, like I said, I think they could even go for taking a backup quarterback. Maybe not with our first 7th rounder, but maybe with the second one. Who did? Yeah, I don't know who that is with the Chargers. Jasir Taylor. I have no clue who that is. Especially these DBs and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna know all these guys anymore at this point in the draft. There's still quite a few players at certain positions that I do recognize, especially receiver. A lot of quarterbacks. Yeah, they did take Connor Hayward. That's actually kind of awesome that he's going to get a chance to play with his brother. And it's funny too because do they still have Derek Watt? I'm not really sure what they're going to do with Connor. I see him more as like a fullback, H-back type thing. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Because he's not tall enough to really play tight end, and he's not fast enough to play running back. He's probably just going to do a lot of special team stuff. Let's see what we got with Arizona. Come on, let's announce the pick already. How many picks we got? Wait, let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we're getting up there. Let's go then. I wasn't actually sure if Connor Hayward would get drafted just because I don't really know what to do with him. I really don't. I hope he gets an opportunity. It's cool that he gets to be there with his brother, but I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Maybe he can be kind of like a Charles Clay, where he plays some fullback and tight end. They could maybe try to look at that. Cetus Smith, I'm not really a big fan of him. Let's take a look at the Colts. Let's take a look at their draft. Alec Pierce, Jelani Woods, Bernard Raymond, Nick Cross, Eric Johnson, Andrew Ogletree. So they actually doubled up at tight end. I still think that they could go receiver, and there's still a lot of good receivers left. Teams are going to have their pick of the litter after the draft for these receivers and running backs because there's still a lot of them available. And really good ones, too. Let me take a look at the Colts full depth chart. Michael Pittman, Paris Campbell, Alec Pierce. I think you could still add another receiver to that. They got Jelani Woods at tight end. They actually doubled up at tight end. But I still think you can get another receiver on that roster to kind of help out Matt Ryan. Because Ashton Doolin, you could definitely use some depth there. And there's still, you still got, Bo Melton, I know is still available, who was actually my number 9 receiver. Justin Ross is still there. Yeah, they got plenty of receivers. That's why I was also extra upset about the pick we had earlier. I just didn't think we really needed it. All right, Curtis Brooks is the Colts pick. The TV broadcast is very behind. Let me actually refresh that. Lions are on the clock now. Let's take a look at them. Detroit. Actually, taking a quarterback like Carson Strong right now, where they might be able to develop him under Jared Goff, I think that could make some sense. And Carson Strong is not a bad quarterback. He's got a big-ass arm. I think that could be very interesting for the Lions. He obviously wouldn't be starting right now, but you might be able to develop him into something because I don't think Jared Goff is their long-term. Maybe. I don't really want a receiver. I want a running back. That's what I really want. And there's still quite a few of them. I'm just saying that there are just so many really good running backs. Receivers. But at running back, we still got Devontae Price. We've still got Abram Smith. I think we still got Zaquandre White is still there. They still got a couple guys. Some tight ends too, Jalen Weidemeyer. Depending on who's available, because we have 2 picks in the 7th, I wouldn't mind taking a Carson Strong either if he's still there with our 2nd, 7th round pick, just to have a long-term backup under contract. Depends on who's still there. Donovan West could be a decent option as a backup center. I don't think he's going to beat out Michael Dieter, to be honest. But just so we have another center on the roster, we could also go for a Kellen Dyche, I guess. Or even a Jalen McKenzie, I guess. I don't really want them, but Chris Paul from Tulsa is okay for a guard. Offensive line is pretty much cleared out at this point. Linebackers cleared out. Ain't no edge rushes no more. Haskell Garrett at Ohio State is decent. But nothing super crazy. But we'll see. It's unfortunate. I mean, we just didn't really have the picks this year after all the trades. All right, Detroit, come on. Let's announce this pick. The pick has been in for a while. Let's get through this damn commercial break, my guy. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I see Armstead and Hill as our draft, really. So, and I mean, at least yesterday we made what we did what we could with it. So, got a pretty solid linebacker. What was he? Yeah, Channing Tindall was my 7th overall linebacker. I'm not a big fan of the receiver we took. He's a fine player. I just think it's a little bit redundant. I think we had receivers, and he's another yak guy. He can do some contested catch things, and without Devontae Parker, he does fill that role. But there was just a lot of guys right there. Like Jerome Ford was the pick I was kind of wanting at that point, just because he was sitting right there, and I think running back is a bigger need. There was some offensive linemen still on the board, too, that I was liking. But the pick last night was fine. I think Channing Tindall was a damn good pick. And actually, at the time, once I seen everybody that was available, he was the player I was wanting. I wanted either him, and I would have also accepted Isaiah Spiller. It sounds like we're going to be really heavy focused on the running game. Yep. Almost time to go again, Randy. I'm glad. I'm actually kind of glad. I don't know if we'll go running back, and even if we do, we might do something weird and get like some kind of bullshit running back. For me, Devontae Price or Abram Smith would be ideal. I do have Abram Smith over Price, just because I think Devontae Price runs a little bit high. I can't think of his name right now. What's the running back we took in the 7th round last year? Because I remember last year there was a bunch of really good running backs available. You have thank you, Jared Dokes. Thank you. Could not think of his name. I actually think Devontae Price is kind of similar to him, to be honest. Price is a little bit better, though. Who the fuck is that? Oh, James Houston the 4th from Jackson State. I have no clue who that is. I don't even know if we still have Dokes or not. Let me look that up. Dokes. Yeah, we still got him. He was just kind of riding the practice squad last year. I actually kind of wanted to use him a little bit last year because when we had some injuries to our running back room, I was kind of wanting to bring him in as a power back. I mentioned that a few times, but we just never did it because that's the one thing he's good at is he's kind of big. He's not necessarily that angry, but he's got some power to him. So that's what I was kind of wanting to do with him. I guess I can talk about the Bucks. I kind of don't care, but they could probably use a guard. They took a punter. I did not remember that. Interesting. There really ain't any guards available, though. Is there? I don't think so. And Chris Paul's okay. Yeah, Chris Paul, the guard from Tulsa, doesn't make me want to vomit. Jalen McKenzie from USC. Could be a decent backup. Donovan West is still there. He's the last center that's worth anything. I just think he's kind of small and not that strong. I'm kind of out on linemen at this point. Although I will say, if Donovan West is still there after the draft, I would like to pick him up. Who's that? Titans just picked up a linebacker. Chance Campbell from Ole Miss. Shout out to Chance. Now we got San Fran with back-to-back picks. Can we just announce them both at the same time unless they're going to trade it? That would be great. Yeah, I would like to see maybe one of these running backs go. Abram Smith is the guy I'm looking at this point. Jalen Weidemeyer is still available. I kind of feel justified in my opinions of him this whole time now. Yeah, I'm hoping that Abram Smith will be there, and then after that, I guess maybe Chris Paul, the guard from Tulsa, would be the only lineman. I also like Carson Strong is still available, the quarterback from Nevada. I actually wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind taking him with our second. Actually, the tight end from Texas A&M is still available, Tito. That's Jalen Weidemeyer. He's still there. Kalia Davis. I'm not a big fan of Jalen, personally. If he's still there, maybe with our second, 7th round pick, I wouldn't hate the idea. He does have some athletic traits that make him kind of interesting, and at that point, it's just making sure that no one else can get him as a free agent. No, we really don't need another tight end, but we're also kind of tapped on options, and he's a solid player. And Mike Gesicki and Adam Shaheen's contracts are up after this year. But I really would like a running back with our first 7th rounder. And then, honestly, I think we should just take best player available regardless of position with our second one. Yeah. So we have the 3rd pick in the 7th round, and then we have the 26th. So, and the 49ers' last pick was Tariq Castro-Fields from Penn State, corner. That's actually not a bad pick with that value. So Jacksonville is now on the clock. We just now have Jacksonville and the Browns ahead of us. Pick is in for Jacksonville. Just not Abram Smith. But then again, Miami might not even take him. I wouldn't hate Chris Allen from Bama. I wouldn't hate that idea at this point in the draft. Because we do need edge depth. That is definitely something we do need. I really want a running back. Not just any running back, though. Specifically either Price or Abram Smith. I think they can play. I really, really liked Abram Smith at the Senior Bowl. I wish we would have taken Jerome Ford. Devontae Price, the running back from FIU. Yeah, I would like. So these are the two players I want. I want Abram Smith, the running back from Baylor, and then Donovan West would be a good option with our second, 7th round pick if he's still there. And also, like I said, just so we don't have to worry about getting another backup quarterback next year after Teddy's gone, I would not hate the idea of taking someone like Carson Strong because I think he's a pretty damn good quarterback. Especially with this value. I think he actually has. I think he's actually someone who can develop into a possible starter one day. Who the hell's that? Montar. I'm not even gonna try to say his first name. Brown, cornerback from Arkansas. That's who that is. All right, Cleveland. What do y'all need? I know you guys don't need running back. I think he took one. Actually, I think he took Jerome Ford, which is a running back I fell in love with this year. Not necessarily the best, but I think he might have been my favorite. Well, him and Kenneth Walker. Yeah, they definitely don't need running back at all. We're probably not going to take one, though. It's clear that the Dolphins don't value running back. But it's not like I'm asking them to take him the first. I just want Abram Smith. He's sitting right there. They owe me. They had my number 3 running back available in the 7th round last year, and they let him go to the Packers. You can at least give me Abram Smith. Or at least just, you know what? Just don't piss me off. Please. Don't make me want to vomit. Just had a very nice dinner. I'd like to keep it in there. What is Cleveland's draft looking like? Martin Emerson, Alex Wright, David Bell, Perrion Winfrey, Cade York, Jerome Ford, and yeah, they did take Jerome Ford. Fucking assholes. I mean, we might. I wouldn't hate that idea, depending on who the players are. Like I said, I want Abram Smith, the running back from Baylor, and I would like Donovan West, the center from Arizona State. Also, Chris Paul, the guard from Tulsa, would also be a good option. They'd be backups. All those players I mentioned, they probably wouldn't be starters right now. But we need some long-term options at running back. We're constantly just signing free agents to like short-term deals. We need at least somebody in contract for a couple of years. Would you announce this Browns pick already? Their pick has been in for a while. Oh, my God. Isaiah Thomas, defensive end from Oklahoma. Okay. Dolphins are on the clock. So, again, all the people I was just talking about are still on the board. Devontae Price, running back from Florida International. Abram Smith, running back from Baylor. Both of them are still available. There's a bunch of solid players at wide receiver. I don't even want another receiver, but there's some there that are talented enough for it to be okay. Like Bo Melton is my number 9 receiver in this class, and he's still sitting right there. I know a lot of people really like Kevin Austin as well. Chris Paul, the guard from Tulsa, is still there. Donovan West, the center from Arizona State, he's still there. Chris Allen, like has been mentioned, the edge rusher. That could be at least ish. Oh, it would make me want to throw up. Come on. Come on. Give me a decent player. I don't give a shit about these two people getting married. I really don't. Give me my pick. His bow tie wasn't even straight. Why do I care about their wedding? They can enjoy their time together after this is done. They can have a wedding during the Steelers pick. Why has it got to be during the Dolphins pick that they get? We don't even have that many picks. Let me enjoy it. Or if it's bad, put me out of my misery quickly. Rude. Let me take a look. Yeah, punters are pretty much washed. Gonna need to sign one. Watch it be like a fucking tight end or something. Something retarded. Come on, man. Let's go already. I get nervous when the Dolphins are about to pick, man. Because once in a while they'll pull something out. Like yesterday with that 3rd round pick, Channing Tindall is exactly the player I was asking for, and they did it. So, who the fuck is Cameron Good from California? Well, Randy, they did take an edge rusher. It was not Chris Allen. I think it's an edge rusher. I assume it's an edge rusher. Who the fuck is that? Oh, man. Give me my damn running back. In Green Bay, you better not take Abram Smith, too. Green Bay, do not do this to me again. We're going to fight. We still got one more pick we can fuck up, Randy. We still got one more. Got to be optimistic. You know what? Let me not call Cameron a fuck up. I haven't watched his tape yet. I'll guess I got more film to watch. Give him my damn running back. Mark Robinson, linebacker from Ole Miss. That's who Pittsburgh takes. I don't know who that is. Man. The Dolphins find new ways of making me question why I'm still a Dolphins fan all the time. It's great. It's fun here. That's just gross. All right, man. Let's get to the damn Bears pick already. Let's get through this shit. Give me my other pick. I want it right now. All right, the Bears pick is in. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that first name. Carter, guard from Southern. That. Okay. Chris Paul's still there. Are we just not allowed to have good things? Also, whoever is in charge of scouting for the draft, they shouldn't even be allowed to watch football for fun anymore. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they should be qualified to own eyes. They're not using them right. All right, can we announce this? Can we announce this damn Vikings pick already? They're still talking about Chance Campbell. Nick Muse, tight end from South Carolina, goes to the Vikings. Shout out to Deion Sanders. He coached that dude. That's cool. But give me your... Come on. Green Bay, don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. You hurt my feelings last year. All I asked was for them to not piss me off. Wan'Dale Robinson to the Giants. Okay. Let me pull up my notes on him. So I do like him as a deep threat. Some pretty dangerous speed to him. Can definitely do some gadgety things. It sounds like they're trying to get rid of Kadarius Toney, though, and I don't think that Wan'Dale Robinson is a replacement for Kadarius Toney in any way. He's not really very much of a route runner. He's mostly just a speedy gadget guy. Not very good at contested catches. He struggles with press coverage. Can line up in the slot or out wide, which is good. I think he could probably be a good return guy if you give him the opportunities to. Definitely a good yak guy with his speed and acceleration. But I think it was a reach. I think if you would have taken him another, like, one round further, I think it would have been fine. I just think you guys kind of jumped the gun on it. And if that's supposed to replace, that's not any kind of replacement. It's just not. It's not going to replace Kadarius Toney. Seattle, I guess I can talk about the Seahawks. I don't know who Tariq Carpenter is. There's a couple position groups that I still have some people that I like in, but for the most part, I'm pretty much cleaned out at this point. Actually, Carson Strong for Seattle would be interesting here. Well, the thing is, if they're keeping Kadarius Toney, then I feel like Wan'Dale Robinson is a little bit redundant. I think it's better to take Bo Mountain. Holy shit. That's a great pick for Seattle. I think getting receivers that do different things is a little bit smarter. But it kind of is what it is. It kind of like the Dolphins too. Like we have so many receivers that do yak things. And I'm not the. I just think it's a little bit redundant. But Bo Mountain, it was actually my number 9 receiver. 5'11", 195 pounds, some pretty good head fakes to him, some real speed to threaten the defense, can accelerate very quickly. And he's very good at catching defenders sleeping by jogging and then accelerating quickly. Really good yak guy, more physical, actually, when he's getting yacked than I previously would have thought of. Adjusts to the ball well when it's in the air. Good scramble drill. He comes back to the quarterback. Not a very good contested catch guy, but that's not really what you should be asking him to do. Doesn't really handle press coverage all that well either. I don't think he's necessarily that great of a route runner yet, but I think his feet give him good upside in that area. I actually had him as like a 4th round talent, so this is incredible value for the Seahawks, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's the best pick I've seen in a while, actually. Washington. Let's take a look at their draft so far. Jahan Dotson, Fedarian Mathis, Brian Robinson, Percy Butler. They did take Sam Howell, that's right. Cole Turner. That's a pretty cool draft. Could probably use a guard, but there really aren't any. Really ain't any linebackers left. Maybe draft a linebacker for special teams. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what Washington should do. But to be clear, I do think that the Giants probably should keep Kadarius Toney. But I've heard from a lot of Giants fans that they're trying to move on from him, which is crazy to me. I think he's a damn weapon, and I think he's still learning how good he is. I don't even think he's really Kadarius Toney yet. If that makes sense. Showing highlights for Max Mitchell. Yeah, he's a pretty good player for the value that he was taken in. I like Max Mitchell. He was the last tackle left that I felt pretty good about. And there goes Chris Paul. There goes the last guard I felt good about. Shout out to Washington. That's the guard from Tulsa. He's pretty solid. I think he'll probably be more of a backup, but depending. Let me actually take a look at your depth chart. Let's see. What guards do you have at the moment? Andrew Norwell and Wesh. Yeah, he might actually get some play time, actually. Yeah, your guard situation's pretty rough, so he actually might get an opportunity to prove himself. And I think he can if he gets the opportunity to. All right, Buffalo's on the clock. Let's go ahead and take a look at their draft, actually. They're definitely one, obviously, we want to keep our eyes on. By the way, I'm glad that Chris Paul didn't end up in Buffalo because they do still need a guard. Kyer Elam, James Cook, Terrell Bernard, Khalil Shakir, Matt Ariza, Christian Benford. It's not a bad little draft, I guess. It's nothing crazy. Pick is in for the Bills. Balin Spector from Clemson. Not familiar. This draft has been weird. Denver is on the clock now. Take a look at what their draft is looking like. Nick Bonito, Greg Dulcich, Damari Matt. Oh, yeah, Denver's draft is pretty bad. Greg Dulcich in the third is not a bad pick, but after that, man, that's pretty ugly. Alec Lindstrom, yeah, he's still there. That is Chris Lindstrom from with the Falcons' brother. I'm not that big a fan of him, though, to be fair. We do need a center. Yeah, I'm not that crazy on him. I wouldn't mind taking him. I'm just not that big a fan of his hands or his feet. Don't think he's necessarily that technically sound. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking him at this point. I just don't want them to fuck it up. Like Donovan West is also available from Arizona State. I also think he's a decent center. I don't think either one of them will beat out Michael Dieter, though, to be clear. And I don't even like Michael Dieter. But we don't even have a backup, so I wouldn't mind taking them. But at this point, J.C. Treader, the Brown center, is still a free agent. At this point, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do at center at this point. But I wouldn't mind taking them. Can we announce this Broncos pick, please? Jesse Davis? Jesse Davis isn't on the team anymore. He's a Viking now. Or are you talking about a different Jesse? I'm not sure which one you're thinking. Faion Hicks from Wisconsin, corner. You talking about Donovan West? Is that who you're talking about, Donovan West? If he's injured, I wasn't aware. Okay. I feel you. And my draft board just froze up on me. Let me refresh that. Derek Young, wide receiver from Lenore Rhine. I don't know who the fuck that is. There's plenty of receivers better than that, Seattle. Well, I don't know. I haven't watched him, so let me not say that. Like, Justin Ross is still sitting there. Kevin Austin, Braylon Sanders, Trey Turner, Charleston Rambo, Reggie Robinson. Slade Bolton. I think Slade Bolton, the second the draft is over, is probably going to be a Patriot. He just screams Patriots. Oh, J.C. Treader. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. I didn't hear about him being injured. But maybe that's the case. I don't know. Either way, I'm not really that confident in the Dolphins to take a center at all. Because we just passed up on both of them. Unfortunately, when we traded Jonathan Ford, the tackle from Miami, okay, goes to Green Bay. Unfortunately, when we traded away our picks, that kind of threw away our chances of drafting a center because there isn't many of them. Oh, okay. I didn't look into it that hard because honestly, unless the Dolphins actually do it, I'm not really that concerned. I would like to get an upgraded center, but that was strange. So the Rams are on the clock. They could definitely still use some linebacker help, but there really isn't any good ones available. Rams are taking a while. I wouldn't mind taking either West or Lindstrom, but also I would really like a running back. Just because I don't know if they would even beat out Michael Dieter. I really don't. And I think that Abram Smith is a better running back than either of those two are a center. So I don't know. Shout out to Marshawn Lynch. The Rams trying to trade this pick away or what? They're taking a while. They're busy polishing their trophy. Like, what the fuck's going on here? We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 picks away. Let's go. Damn, the Rams at this point in the draft are still coming down to within a minute of their pick. Well, okay, there it is. Pick is in. Can we announce it now? I'm trying to get this draft done. I want to get to my pick because then I got some film to watch. Apparently, I'm watching Cameron Good. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name yet because it's Goode. Goad, maybe? Daniel Hardy, edge from Montana State, is the player that the Rams thought so hard about. Well, that's great. It's just swell. Let's take a look at the Chargers. They had a pretty solid ass offseason already before the draft. And they've gotten Zion Johnson, JT Woods, Isaiah Spiller. Man, they got Jamari Salyer as well. They had a nice little draft. They could still use like an edge. What's up, Patrick? Come on. Let's announce this Chargers pick, man. Their pick is in. Let's wrap this shit up. I want to get into watching film. Got to check out this damn linebacker now, I guess. Hopefully, they give me a guy I've already watched with this next pick. That'd be cool. Or at least heard of. Damn. Yeah, Georgia was all over this draft. Yeah, 15 players drafted for Georgia this year. That's crazy. Most of it was all defense, too. Dean Leonard, cornerback from Ole Miss, goes to the Chargers. I haven't watched him. What's Detroit's draft looking like? They're next up. Detroit. Aiden Hutchinson, Jamison Williams, that's great. Josh Pascal, not as great. Kirby Joseph's fine. James Mitchell, Malcolm Rodriguez, James Houston the fourth. So, a couple good picks there. Aiden Hutchinson, Jamison Williams is obviously incredible for them. James Mitchell's fine. Oh, yeah? I'll watch him when this is done. I hope so. I hope he's good. We definitely could use some edge rusher depth, so. It just says outside linebacker. I assume edge rusher. Chase Lucas, cornerback from Arizona State, goes to the Lions. The Raiders are now on the clock. Let's take a look at them. I'll have to take a look at that. I'll let you know, though. I'll try to get the film done probably tonight. I'm probably going to just try to stay up until I watch him and possibly our next player, depending on if I've already watched them or not. So yeah, the Raiders have taken Dylan Parham, Zamir White, Neil Farrell, and Matthew Butler. That's a pretty decent haul, for sure. I'm probably gonna do some regular recaps tonight. Tomorrow I might actually try to do film sessions on the players we drafted since there was only 4 of them. But they keep getting blocked. Like I actually tried to drop one on Tyndall, but it got blocked, so I just did the recap. I'll try, but no promises. I get hit hard with the damn copyright. I can't get those film sessions out for college, man. I don't know what it is. Draft Illuminati's got me squared away. That's right. They do have Josh McDaniels now. I guess so. Wish they'd take me off their damn radar. They can even copyright claim it. I don't care. I don't get paid for these videos, no how. But at least let y'all see it. I've done a couple of collabs. I just don't really reach out a whole lot unless I already kind of have a relationship with people. Plus, some of the YouTubers I've talked to behind the scenes, kind of weird, and some of them are kind of weirdos in real life. I'm not going to name names, but it's definitely a thing. There's been a couple that have fallen through. Yeah, Thayer Munford, Ohio State. That's not a bad little pick at this point. Yeah. And some of them definitely, again, I'm not going to name names, but some of them definitely seem pretty fake too. Like it's clear that they're trying to gas you up. And it ain't coming from honesty. But it is what it is. That's why I'm kind of selective with the people I've worked with. I've only ever done like 2 collabs. I guess I can take a look at the Colts. Plenty of receivers if they want to take one. I know they took one earlier in the draft, but I still think they could improve it a little bit more. They've taken Alec Pierce, Jelani Woods, Bernard Raymond, Nick Cross, Eric Johnson, Andrew Ogletree, and Curtis Brooks. They actually doubled up at tight end. That's interesting. I still think that they could do with another receiver for Matt Ryan. Let me take a look. Yeah, because they got Michael Pittman, Paris Campbell, and Alec Pierce. That's a pretty good 3-receiver thing there. But Ashton Doolin, Desmond Patton, I think you can probably upgrade that. Maybe with Justin Ross, maybe. Who are the Colts taking? Let's see. Rodney Thomas II from Yale, safety. I have no clue who that is. Don't think I watched anybody from Yale. All right. We got the commies on the board. Jahan Dotson, Fedarian Mathis, Brian Robinson, Percy Butler. Let me take a look at their whole depth chart. I feel like they could still. Yeah, I still think that they could be looking at another receiver, man. I know they took Jahan Dotson, and that's great, but I think they could do with another one. All right, come on. Pick is in for Washington. Steelers are kind of interesting, too. The way they've tried to build around Kenny Pickett. think they could do with another receiver too. I know they took George Pickens, but just because receivers are still on the board, like you can still get them. So why not? I know you can pick some of them up as an undrafted free agent. Maybe you're not trying to waste picks, but once they're undrafted, they can choose where they want to go. Right now, you can just put a claim on them, and I think there's some value in that. That's not what I want to do because we don't necessarily need receivers, but some of these teams do. Like Kansas City's coming up. I still think that they could take another receiver. Shout out to the Purple Heart recipients, I guess. That's great. But this has been a long-ass draft. We could do that like before a game or something. And then I'll be much more into it. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Come on. I feel you, but let's go. Christian Holmes from Oklahoma State, corner. Don't know who that is either. These are probably all going to be special teams guys. That's why they're taking them. That's why a lot of these DBs are falling. Well, that's why they're getting taken in these spots is for special teams. People need gunners and shit, so. Or at least some people that they hope that they can turn into gunners. All right, let's take a look at the Steelers. So yeah, Kenny Pickett in the first round. Then they took George Pickens. Oh, they did get another receiver. That's right. They went with Calvin Austin. Okay. So yeah, they don't actually need another receiver probably. That's actually pretty good. DeMarvin Leal, Connor Hayward, Mark Robinson. That's pretty solid. They definitely need DB help, but they're not going to really find much at this point. I think Kellen Dyche and Kellen McKenzie, maybe Rasheed Walker can be decent backup tackles. But I don't necessarily think they're starting caliber. All right, come on. Let's take a look at the Steelers depth chart, I guess, while we're waiting. So yeah, their receiving core is actually not looking too bad now. They got Deontay Johnson, Claypool, George Pickens, Miles Boykin, Calvin Austin, which is good, Anthony Miller, Cody White. Yeah, it's not looking too bad now. That's good for either Mitch or Kenny, depending on who starts right away. Definitely think their offensive line is still needs a lot of improvement, but they're not really going to get any starters at this point. Their defensive back core is also still pretty bad, especially their corners. Quarterback, Chris Oladokun, South Dakota State. You took a backup quarterback? Why? You have Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph. Maybe after this year, they're not planning on keeping any of them, so they want a long-term backup for Kenny. Maybe they want to move Chris to a different position. Maybe he's athletic. I didn't watch any South Dakota State quarterback. I could tell you that. Maybe he's athletic and they want to move him to a different position. I don't know. Maybe they're going to try to do a dual quarterback thing. Maybe. I don't know. That's pretty strange to me. Carolina. Oh, it's Kansas City now. So, yeah, they took Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis, Sky Moore, Brian Cook, Leo Chanel. I still think Kansas City could do with another receiver. Actually, they could use a running back, too. I hope they don't do that, but they'll actually do the right thing and take a good one. But both the running backs I was talking about are still here at the moment, Devontae Price and Abram Smith. They're both still here. We've got the Chiefs, Cardinals, Patriots, and Browns ahead of us. Come on. Let's go. They're going to do the rich run thing right now. Pick is in for the Chiefs. I feel you, Rich, but you're not even going to get the most airtime right now with the 7th round of the draft. A lot of people have already tuned out. Jalen Watson, cornerback from Washington State. Don't know him. Not a running back, so. The Cardinals. Let's take a look at the Cardinals draft. Trey McBride, Cameron Thomas, Majai Sanders, Keontae Ingram, Cecia Smith. They could probably do with a receiver or an edge, but who am I? All right, cool. If they're going to just run the picks while they're doing this, that I don't care. I don't need their analysis. I just need the picks. All right, come on. Cardinals on the clock. Taking a little while to make their pick, but okay. Second, the Cardinals logo kind of disappeared on me. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown, AJ Green, and Rondale Moore. That's great. Andy Isabella. They really don't need receiver, to be honest. They could use some running back depth after James Conner. I know they took Keontae Ingram, but hopefully that's the only running back they take. That'd be great. All right, come on. Pick is in for the Cardinals. What we got? We pull up the Patriots depth chart too while we're waiting, I guess. Christian Matthew from Valdosta State corner. Don't know him. New England still needs receivers, man. That receiving core is gross. Jacoby Myers, Devontae Parker, Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, Tyquan Thornton. Ugh. Ain't my business. Ain't my business. Patriots draft weird. Could use some linebacker too. Been a lot of DBs. Like I said, people just draft them for special teams now. Kind of hoping that we're pretty active as well with the undrafted free agent game as well. There's still a lot of good talent available. Andrew Stuber from Michigan, guard. Yeah, he's kind of whack. I ain't gonna hold you. So the Browns are kind of scary because they did just lose J.C. Treader. So they could be taking a center right now. And after the Browns, it is our pick. Either way, though, we could get either Alec Lindstrom or West if we wanted to. Pick is in for the Browns. We could just take whichever one they don't take if they do go center. I don't even know if I would even want to anticipate. So if I were the Dolphins at this point, I'd be looking at Devontae Price, Abram Smith, Donovan West, Alec Lindstrom. That's it. Maybe someone like a Justin Ross just because of talent and he's still there. Dawson Deaton. They did go center, but it wasn't Donovan West or Alec Lindstrom. They went with Dawson Deaton from Texas Tech. Cleveland did. All right, so let's see. The Dolphins are now on the clock. Come on. Give me a solid center or running back. Either Alec Lindstrom, Donovan West. Maybe. Center or running back. Pick is in for the Dolphins. And commercial break. Why do they have to torture me? Are they watching my stream with 2 viewers and be like, you know what? Fuck that guy. Skylar Thompson. You know what? I did say maybe taking a backup quarterback, but Skylar Thompson is not who I was thinking. Yeah. Skylar Thompson from Kansas State. So I think I do have notes on him. Pretty sure I do. Yep, I do. I think I have a separate video on him as well if you want to check it out, but I'll give my opinion on him right here. So he's 6'2" and 220 pounds, ran a 4.86 40. And he's actually fairly accurate as well, and I think he has above average arm strength. He's pretty good at leading receivers, accurate on short and intermediate throws, and shows flashes of deep accuracy. He can stick throws into tight windows pretty decently, but his decision-making absolutely has to improve, especially his pre-snap reads. And he also needs to learn to throw a touch a little bit better. Ball placement definitely needs to improve as well. Like I said, he is accurate and gets the ball to his receivers well, but sometimes he leads them into big hits, and sometimes he's not very good at leading them into situations where they can get yards after catch efficiently. His completion percentage in college was padded by a lot of screens. When he's throwing to the outside, he has a tendency to overthrow his receivers. I had him as a late day 3 decent backup quarterback, and that's pretty much exactly where we took him. If we were going to take a backup quarterback, though, Carson Strong from Nevada was sitting right there. Also, Jack Cohn from Notre Dame, E.J. Perry from Brown. I think there was definitely some better guys available. As far as my quarterback rankings go, yeah, so Carson Strong was my number 7 quarterback. Jack Cohn was my number 8, and Skylar was my number 13. So he is a decent bit lower than him. Levi Lewis, who was my number 10, is also still available. I think Brock Purdy is too, who was 11. Jace Garbers. There was a lot of guys I would have taken over him if you were going to go backup quarterback. I don't hate the pick because right now we're having to basically sign a new backup quarterback every year. So I don't hate this idea. I actually wanted to do this last year. But there's definitely some guys I would have rathered have. Some pretty good running backs available that I think could have played, like Abram Smith. And definitely like Alec Lindstrom or Donovan West would have been good. But I will do a separate video on him. I don't have to watch film on him. I've already watched him. And I actually have a separate video done on him as draft analysis. But now I can talk about where he fits in with the Dolphins and stuff. So I think that'll work. So do I want to stick around for the rest of this? I don't think so. I kind of want to get to watching film on that linebacker. So I think I'm going to end this here. I'll probably go ahead and record my Skylar Thompson video real quick and get that out. And then once that's uploaded and everything, I'll probably get to watching film on the linebacker and try to get that out sometime tonight. So anyway, that's going to do it for this. If you liked it, I appreciate hitting that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.